How's it going, everyone? So, I don't know why I keep having trouble merging videos together, and it's really annoying me. So, I'm going to try to make this in one video because I wanted to add something, and when I originally did it, I didn't get to add it. So, let me start from the beginning. I had the weirdest experience today. I mean, really, it is just bizarre. So, I'm on my way to the store, just doing whatever, and I swear to God, this is what happened. I'm thinking about the 6 Days War and how ironic it is that people believe that somehow the Egyptian military had fully mobilized a contemporary military. Now, think about this, people. Contemporary military fully mobilized, but the opposing force destroyed their air force within a day or two. Almost their whole entire air force. So, how is it that an army or military, sorry, a military that is mobilized in this contemporary day and age doesn't launch their air force almost immediately, for like reconnaissance flights or for striking certain areas, oil refineries or military bases, you know, whatever it may be, clearing the way for tanks to come through. What that None of that happened. They just decide, hey guys, you know what? Let's just leave the Air Force out of it this time. We'll just launch the army and the infantry. I mean, just let them go. How ridiculous is that? And what's funny too, in the Wikipedia article, they even mentioned that the Israeli government actually retracted the fact that it wasn't them reacting to the Egyptians mobilizing. It was in fact a preemptive strike. And the main thing about this was how I ended up coming home, and I'm sorry I digressed in that. I just want to give you an introduction to what like the 6 Days War is and what they basically say about it. And I haven't really researched much into this history. I have a little bit. I'm not as familiar as with World War II. I will openly admit that. But anyways, let's get back to the fact that I come home, right? So I sit down, I'm just watching a random YouTube video. It has nothing to do with the topic whatsoever, trust me. I don't even remember what it was. It had something to do with, I think, economics. And this is played before as you can see at the bottom, it was an ad, before I watched my video. And I just thought about how ironic it was. And as far as the video, I watched it, it seems like they're portraying the Israelis as this glorious little nation that was just bullied around by these big old bad Arabs, and they were by themselves, and they just fought back against all odds, and they were just heroes, almost like the Revolutionary War that they portray the Americans as. Just complete heroes, just against all odds. What kind of reality do you live in? I mean, that is such propaganda. It's unbelievable. Anybody who researches history will know that since its inception in 1948, Israel has been parched up by many different nations, including the United Kingdom and especially America. We've been giving them military supplies almost from the get-go. They were using our fighter jets to bomb their airplane base or to bomb their air force. It wasn't their own. It wasn't their own military craft that they created and they got to steal themselves, and nobody helped them at all whatsoever. Of course, the United States stayed out of the conflict, too. That's another thing they'll say, oh, then why didn't the United States help them? Well, it's pretty simple. We were trying to pretend like we were neutral in a conflict we weren't neutral in. Hello? World War II? You don't think we were on somebody's side before the war started? Of course we were. People are so ignorant. But anyways, so yeah, I come home and I see this, and it just blows my mind because I was thinking about it, and it's just, how much of a coincidence is that? It's just an amazing coincidence, right? But I just want to show you the Wikipedia page because I'll include this in the link, which you can obviously look this up really easily. And if you actually look at it, you'll see, let me go to it, that they actually admit that the Israeli government had retracted the fact that it was a preemptive strike. Oh yeah, and over 20,000 Arabs were killed. Well over, obviously, conservative estimates. And if you look at this, what was it? Wow, less than 1,000 killed, even at the high end. for the Israelis. So much for mobilization for the other side. You just overran them and just mauled them. And then said, preemptive strike, preemptive strike, preemptive strike. And you know what's funny too is, I'll go to this as I'm explaining why that's ironic. Here we go. So you guys can read that. But how is there a such thing as a justified preemptive strike? Think about it logically. Because if there is such a thing, right? Then how was Germany during World War II not justified in attacking the Soviet Union? A country that openly detested Germany and the National Socialists and was building up the world's largest army, by far the world's largest army, arguably the world's most powerful air force too. I mean, they had a lot of aircraft, not to say that they actually had advanced aircraft too back in the day. The Soviets did. That's another thing I want to get rid of is the fact that they portray the Soviets in video games and ever as these poor, innocent, starving, skinny little soldier with only a grenade on his back. That's so ridiculous. Anybody who studies history knows that's absolutely ridiculous. The Red Army was one of the most well-equipped army in the entire world and was the largest army. And they actually had the best tanks too. They actually were very advanced, technologically speaking. But no, it's the big bad Germans with their big old mean army and big old mean SS, It's so ridiculous. The Germans obviously outsmarted the Soviets in that war, and that's why they were so successful at first. And then basically, the fact of the matter is, numbers eventually counted, and they couldn't do anything. They outnumbered them so massively and outnumbered them in aircraft and artillery and everything so massively that eventually they were going to fall because they couldn't produce nearly as much as the Soviets could. But anyways, let me go back to this. So I believe there's no such thing as a preemptive strike, a justified one in that case. I mean, just build up a great defense, right? I mean, what would happen if the Soviets did invade Germany and they had an amazing defense? They could have slaughtered the Soviets. The Soviets were terrible. I mean, look at the Finnish war. The Finns did a really great job defending their country against the Soviets. Imagine if the Germans had done that, invested in defense. They could have destroyed them. But no, the Germans actually wanted to invade the Soviet Union and take part of their land. That was the whole reason for it. And I mean, you could argue that even if the Germans did go on the defensive, that they would have lost some of their territory that they acquired, at least Poland, the half of Poland that they had, just trying to defend themselves. But then they could have rallied other countries in their favor and said, look, the nasty communists are coming after us. I don't know. I'm just talking hypothetically here, obviously, but I don't want to digress too much. I don't want to make this too long, but I just thought it was ironic that I go to the store and I'm thinking about this, and then they play a propaganda movie that's coming out. I mean, how ridiculous is this? So they're just more brainwashing openly. And they don't even care that they misrepresent the facts. They really don't care anymore. Because you people are so ignorant, not the people who are listening, but the people out there, the Alex Jones fans, especially Alex Jones fans, they're probably going to watch this movie and love it. They're going to eat it up. All the Zionist freaking scumbags that he has following him. Oh my gosh, you can't even say anything in the comment section that just mentions Israel. Oh, what are you, an anti-Semite? That's every person on Alex Jones's channel. But then he laughs at people who claim he's an anti-Semite and throw that term around. But then his fans do it to people who question him. Oh, it's unbelievable. The paradox we live in, folks. But yeah, I'll include this in the link, but you can look it up, obviously. Just the 6-Day War on Wikipedia. It's pretty funny how they contradict themselves. And yeah. So yeah, more propaganda out there. And I just want to show you how interesting it was that I was thinking about it right before they showed a preview of it. So yeah, take it easy, guys. Stop listening to Alex Jones, and that's it.